Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. For 35 years, New Life has been transforming lives one at a time thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Not only are our phone lines open, but we're at the end of those open phone lines, and we'd love to talk with you. 1-800-229-3000. Chris Williams is with me today. And Chris, it's tough out there for a lot of people.
It's really rough. Our mental wellness, our emotional wellness, spiritual, it doesn't seem to be getting better. I can tell you that.
Right. And I don't think this is a headline to anybody, but the more kids are on screens, the worse it is. And you don't want summer to be a time when, oh, well, sure, it's okay for them to be on a screen 5 hours a day. You need to still monitor and limit.
Yes.
No matter what.
Well, and having a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old at home, soon to be 9-year-old, you know, they have their, their game devices and they have their, electronics, and it is a battle. And let's just put it out there, parents. My wife and I are with you. That there are days where it just really is easier for the screen to be the babysitter, the occupier of their time and energy, the cruise boat entertainment specialist, all of the above.
Yeah.
And so I sympathize with that, and yet also really want to emphasize that the increased screen time does not lead to healthier children. We know that.
And we're not, don't want to guilt trip anybody.
No, not at all.
Sometimes the only option is, okay, you just go to your room, you do that, and because I've got to do this other thing.
Yeah,
so
and there's single parents out there. There's working parents. There's all kinds of different situations. But just one of the things that we've done in our house is set a timer.
Yeah.
And so we give them, daily screen time, gaming time, and we just put a timer on it, and when they're done, they're done. And obviously, if they exceed beyond that, if they don't stay within the boundary and the parameters, then they lose the privilege.
Yeah.
And so a couple of times where that's happened, and this is the hard thing, this is about parenting, following through a consequence will be your best bet in them being able to stay within the parameters moving forward. So it only takes a couple of times to follow through. And, my boys have been pretty good about staying within those parameters. And again, don't get me wrong. There's still times they'll fight and debate and do all those other things. But we just want to do the best that we can. And the other thing is that we're just getting them involved in camps and different activities throughout the summer, hopefully not to overload them, but to occupy their time in a healthy way where they just are not sitting around watching TV all day.
And if you don't have the resources for your child to go participate in this or that, most communities have things that don't cost money.
Yeah.
But let's say you don't have anything like that. There are other people that that are in the same situation.
Yes.
They can't afford
stuff.
Yes. And maybe there's a trade-off. They take care of your kids and you and the spouse go to dinner together, but there's no babysitter cost or whatever. And
Steve,
they've got a plan for what they're going to do with your kids.
Yes. And also, I'm paying for multiple kids to go to baseball camp that aren't my own. Why? Because people paid for my kids to do things when we couldn't afford it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Also, if you're in a place where you can resource other people, don't be afraid to reach out.
Wow. Solomon doesn't play baseball, but maybe if you're going to pay for his camp, I could get him, really interested in baseball.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes runs a phenomenal baseball camp.
All right. Hey, we're going to go to calls right after this. 1-800-229-3000.
We went to the intimacy of marriage in 2019. We were both done.
This is Steve Arterburn. Do you feel like your marriage is done? New Life can help. We believe that everybody has room to grow in the intimacy level of their life. Our Intimacy in Marriage workshop examines the various types of intimacy, spiritual, emotional, and physical, as well as the challenges of experiencing true intimacy.
The next Intimacy in Marriage workshop is July 28th to the 30th in Washington, D.C. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more or go to newlife.com. 1-800-639-5433.
Don't settle for a miserable marriage or even one that's just okay. It's possible to experience a new level of intimacy and have a great marriage.
The transformation, phenomenal. It has transformed our lives so much.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back, and I don't know if you heard that couple. Sometimes during a break, people kind of tune out, but this couple, this man said what we hear so often in a testimony: we were done, or it was over. And they go to Intimacy in Marriage, and it's not done, and it's not over. And you just aren't going to have that experience probably any other way than a concentrated experience where everybody's focused on their own problems and sharing. It's just amazing what happens at Intimacy in Marriage. So please consider Washington, D.C., July the 28th. It'll be a powerful time. You can find out about it. Scholarship funds are available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. All right, let's go to Barbara from Elizabeth, North Carolina, listening on the internet there. Hi there. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
We're doing okay. How could we help you today, Barbara?
I'm calling because I have a granddaughter that is in abusive marriage, and she feels as though she has to stay with the young man. He's mental and physically abusive to her. And I've told her, I've been in one myself, but I've told her, no, you have to leave that because he could possibly kill you, and you don't need that.
Right.
So I need to know how to help her.
How old is she?
She's 21.
She's 21. And how old is he?
Yes. I think he's 22, I believe. Yeah.
22. And she's your granddaughter. Is her father your son, or is her mother your daughter?
Her mother's my daughter.
Okay.
My mother is my daughter, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So from your perspective, her father, is he involved with her life or not?
No, that's just the whole situation. He's not. And I've told him, he didn't really step up until she graduated.
Yeah.
And then when she did get this relationship, I told him, I said, look, if ever you have to help your daughter, now she needs your help. So, just try to come in and talk to her and let her know that, what way she's living is not, she not deal with it.
Right. Well, it would be wonderful. Now, is your husband still with you or not?
Yes, he is. No, I've been divorced, and plus her grandfather's dead. I've remarried 30 years, thank God, and a great man. So
it would be great if Dad or your husband, even though he's not the dad, someone asked this boy to go to breakfast, lunch, or dinner with an agenda of helping him see his need to get some help, because he's destroying another person and he's destroying a relationship and an opportunity. It would be great if some man took an interest here and intervened with him, while another person other than yourself, you keep doing what you're doing, helps her to see she needs to get herself to safety. Chris, what are you thinking here? This is a tough situation.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and I can only imagine what's going on inside of you, Barbara. You know, obviously, you love your daughter. You love your granddaughter. You want what's best and good for her. And I think what you're doing right now, you keep doing. We don't know what is going to be the turning point for her to get out of this and get safe. A lot of times, people stay in these things for a lot of different reasons, but they can be very powerful. But she does need a lifeline, and it sounds like you are her lifeline.
Yeah.
The thing of it, because the thing of it is, he won't go. He won't meet up with my husband. He won't go. We tried. He won't go.
Yeah, and so
he's going to the military.
Yeah, where the doors get shut, I mean, you don't have to keep trying to bang those down. I mean, you keep knocking. But now, as she listens to you guys, and hopefully those lines of communication continue. Right. So it doesn't sound like you're doing this, but what you want to avoid doing is shaming her or blaming her or letting some sort of negative characteristic of why she's still in here. You want to keep it positive, supportive, but you also want to keep it very truthful. She needs a connection, that lifeline to reality. And again, the more support people in her life that can be giving her the same message, the better.
Yeah. And Barbara, if you found a codependency group. Now, do you live in the same town as her or not?
No, I don't.
Well, there are codependency groups that are online, and it would be great if you found one of those and you said to her, "Hey, let's do this together." And maybe that's the beginning of her seeing the value of a self-help group, and because she needs other women her age who go through the same thing, and they help themselves. They're not stuck.
Yeah.
Because she's really she's confused, and I'm afraid for her, just like you are. Chris is, that she really does need to be safe, and she needs to tell him what she expects of him. Now, the Bible says that there are only two times where it's okay to divorce. One is that the other person's not a believer and they leave, and then the other one is that there's been unfaithfulness. Now, I haven't heard that he's been unfaithful.
Well, he has. I just didn't want to go too much over.
He has been unfaithful.
Yes, sir, several times.
Oh boy.
And she knows it. It's just, she's just, I don't know. I've tried to connect her with other people and at her age, but it's still.
Well,
I'm not pressing, pushing. And my daughter's not either. We're just trying to, kind of say, okay, let's steer this way, let's go this way. I even got contact people in, where she is to, reach out to her.
Well,
I'm just still waiting.
Okay, the guy you described may have total control of all the finances, and
no, he don't, because she pays all the bills.
What's that? She pays the bill. Okay, so she needs help in getting to an attorney.
Yeah.
And that might be. What's that?
She does have that. She don't have a problem with that. We just waiting for her to make her mind with what she wants to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's so. And I wish that she could go to Restore. Because Restore would, I think, give her some courage and some insight. She'd see where this is all going to end up. But look, it is so painful for her. I don't think she's really addressing how painful it is to marry someone and then they totally break every vow that they made on that wedding day.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Chris, anything else you want to say here? I think.
Yeah, Barbara, it may take a little bit of time. It sounds like she's listening to you. She's taken some steps.
Yeah.
And so, although she may yo-yo back and forth a little bit, stay patient and strong.
Okay.
patient and
All
strong.
right. Thank you. All right.
Yeah. I just will say this, that so many times when I'm helping someone, they have grounds for divorce. And I will say to them, you have grounds for divorce. Absolutely. But I think you'd want to be able to tell your kids and grandkids you did everything to save that marriage. And so tell him he has to go with you to intimacy and marriage. And none of those people get divorces. He leaves, if he's been unfaithful, he leaves with a plan. And she leaves with the willingness and the courage to have him live up to that plan. And that's when I think change really begins to happen. Because every session at Intimacy and Marriage is really a self-confrontation session. You just can't be there and not take a little look at yourself, a meaningful look. And most people take a big, deep look, and it changes everything.
Yeah.
We'll try to help you with that. I'll send Worthy of Her Trust, give that to her and him, both of them ought to read it. But it doesn't sound like to me he cares much whether or not he's worthy of her trust. Well, the number here, 1-800-229-3000. And how about we talk with Juliet from Toronto, Canada. Juliet is listening online on the internet. Hi, how you doing, Juliet?
Hi, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. What's going on in your life?
I have a 33-year-old daughter.
Okay.
She is she's not married. She is a brilliant student. She's having her PhD, but she was diagnosed with MS.
With what?
About MS.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
About 5 years ago.
Okay.
And since then, she has changed a lot. She is suicidal. I think her depression is so, it's terrible. She moved in with us. She was living by herself. She moved in with us because she had a relapse from the MS. She's been with us since, and she is very depressed, very. And she is, we went to the doctor yesterday, her MS doctor. She has been seeing her like that for a while. And yesterday she asked her, she said that, you need some help because you don't have a life. And she said, I can refer you to someone you can talk to. She says, no. She said, I would say yes, and then I would not going. So I don't want to. And she said, maybe they can prescribe you something to help you out from where you are, from down the deep where you are. You can get something to help you. She said, I will take it, but I will not use it. I will not administer it to myself.
Yeah, okay. So what's the question for us? How did you want us to help you? What were you hoping for when you called?
What is it do I do? How can I help her? I want to be able to help her. I'm watching her dying in my hands.
Yeah.
And the other thing, she's getting up during the night looking for something to take, not to wake up in the next morning. And she did say that to the doctor yesterday. So help me out. Help me figure out what to do here because I am lost.
And you live in Canada, and I mean, this is a case where you'd want to force her into treatment, really.
Yeah.
Because, when someone says, I'm up at night looking for something to take so I don't have to wake up, they need to be in a facility where they can be made safe.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, she's actively suicidal, yet she's over 18. So it seems like there's some restrictions. And again, Canadian law could be different than, and even state to state or province to province, but you want to see if you can gain quickly a conservatorship over your daughter.
There you go.
And so if you can gain conservatorship, then you can require that and force her to go into treatment and get into a facility where she can get her right faculties, her right mind, her right thinking back. And so I would pull out all the stops to try to see if you can gain legal custody over her.
And I would imagine the MS doctor would be supportive
Yes.
of that because she's telling her you're in trouble. It's so tough when somebody needs help, doesn't want help, isn't willing to give.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back, and Chris, anything else you want to say about this sad situation where the daughter with the MS is suicidal, doesn't want to get help?
Yeah, you know, when, especially through a medical condition, or it could be anything, throughout life, we can face these really, really tragic losses where all of our hopes and dreams and aspirations, even our faculties, can be taken from us. And you know, I've only had very short, I can't even compare myself in one way or another. But I do know this, that loss is real and it needs a grief process to go along with it. Yep. And that's oftentimes what we're seeing as depression and even suicidality is unresolved, unprocessed grief. And I see it all over the place. Right. And there is a way to get through that medication will never medication will medicate it, but it will never help us actually get through it. We need we need a good therapeutic process to get through those significant losses in our life. And I really believe that that's what Juliet's daughter is really struggling and suffering with.
Yeah, I as you were talking, I was thinking there is such a lack of grieving here. What else are you going to do but want to end it? Because you have no way beyond this pain of the loss. And so I hope and pray anybody that sees somebody stuck, they don't want to get help, I pray that you would consider getting them to a trauma specialist, someone that can help them go through the grieving process, reach acceptance, and that's what we're going for here, accepting what is there versus still in pain over what's been taken.
Yes.
Now, speaking of been taken, Larry Sonnenberg has never taken anything from me. He is a giver, and we're so glad he's in the studio. What do you have for us today, Larry?
Well, Steve, update on the matching gift that's out there, the challenge. It was $325,000, and we're at $230,000 this morning.
All right. We're getting there.
Yeah, you folks are making progress. God bless you, and thank you. Your gifts are being doubled. That's very meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Restore coming up this Saturday online.
Yes.
And here is a testimony from a gal who recently attended. Before coming to this workshop, I was feeling crazy and not able to verbalize my feelings. I was feeling alone and could not hear clear direction or how to strategize. It has been really wonderful to meet a bond with women of like minds. The workshop has allowed me to free myself from negative beliefs about myself. Understanding the dynamics of sex addiction has brought me new awareness. This workshop has given me peace, joy, and a greater love of God for His goodness. I'm more prepared to handle this journey now that I realize this is a traumatic experience and that it will take time to resolve and restore.
Yeah.
So
that's reality that she's coming to grips with there.
Yeah, you were nodding your head. What thought comes to your mind with that?
You know, I was thinking about this woman. I was thinking about Juliet's daughter, and I was thinking about the mission statement: hope and healing in life's hardest places. And whether it be restore, every man's battle, intimacy in marriage, a nationwide network of therapists, or this radio show, by financially partnering with us, you are partnering in that mission. You are an essential part of bringing hope and healing in life's hardest places. And we got a lot of hard places out there right now.
Boy.
And we need a lot of hope and healing, and we need a lot of you to help us get there.
Thank you. I couldn't have said it better. But folks,
I agree. That is what we need.
It is. And having been to Every Man's Battle last weekend, I'm not going to attend Restore. It's not my workshop. But I know what happens there. I speak to the counselors, the presenters. I know what happens. And it's worth supporting. And ladies, it's worth attending. I know it's fearful to pick up that phone that receiver weighs about 200 pounds. But if you just pick it up and dial 800 New Life, you can get some tremendous help in very low threshold this weekend. Just have a quiet place in your home and a laptop to be on Zoom or a computer.
That's right. Well, Larry, thank you for the testimony. Thank you for the encouragement. And I just pray, you really are in charge of our development here, along with everything else. And I hope people will come along and help you get to the top there and get that all match, so we aren't waiting to have access to that
There's
financial
no doubt
blessing.
there's no doubt in my mind that will happen. It'll happen sooner than later. Good. Our audience is faithful. They love what we do, and I just know that they're listening to God, and God will nudge them to make a gift. Some of them bigger than others.
Yeah. Amen. And Larry's book, The Power of Positive Thinking, it is positive. All right. You hear the music. We'll take a break, come back. We'll talk with Debbie and then Hannah. And we're really glad that they've called. Everybody, we're glad when somebody calls, because maybe somebody else hears something that we say, or the person we're talking to hears something, and it changes everything. That's what this ministry was founded on: transformation, not just doing better, but everything, turning around, repentance leading to a different lifestyle. But not just repentance, tools to help that lifestyle be secure. We'll talk more right after this.
New Life Ministries saved my completely broken marriage.
This is Steve Arterburn. Do you feel like your marriage is broken? New Life can help. Our Intimacy in Marriage workshop examines the various types of intimacy, spiritual, emotional, and physical, as well as the challenges of experiencing true intimacy.
The next Intimacy and Marriage workshop is July 28th to the 30th in Washington, D.C. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more or go to newlife.com. 1-800-639-5433.
Don't settle for a miserable marriage or even one that's just okay. It's possible to have that great marriage you always want.
3.5 years later, we're still going strong, and I would encourage really anybody who's struggling in their marriage to go to a New Life workshop. They are more effective than anything else we tried.
1-800-NEWLIFE.
I have given to New Life regularly because I have so many people that I am referring to New Life who so benefit from the ministry. I just can't imagine what would happen in my area if New Life wasn't available to us.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the new member thank you gift of all 8 100-day devotionals, including 100 Days of Prayer, 100 Days of Freedom from Depression, and 100 Days of Peace. There are also ongoing benefits like the monthly Club New Life CD or download, access to the Club New Life video library, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, discounts on workshops, and quarterly online meetings with Steve. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. Chris Williams. We're going to go to Debbie now. And Debbie is calling from Atlanta, Georgia. And she listens to us on the New Life app. And we're glad she does. Hi, Debbie. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing okay. What's on your mind, and how can we help with your mind?
Well,
in
you've
some
already
way.
helped quite a bit. Yeah, well, you've already helped quite a bit over the years. So I guess that's the reason why I knew of a trusted friends to come to. I have a friend who's going through a traumatic divorce and custody battle. Child evaluations indicate that the child should have supervised visitation with the male. However, that has not occurred, and so the actual attorney and the male is trying to get that blocked from the court. And so my friend has major concerns with the psychological repercussions that this child could have, even though there's not any real proof of there was sexual abuse is the reason why that the divorce is happening between the partners. However, there's no proof showing physical abuse for the child. Child is under 10. The child is like 5.
Okay, and she's never said anything happened with her, so that's good.
Not that I've been aware of to hear.
And so you're saying that your friend was sexually abused by the husband?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There was domestic violence and sexual abuse and things of that nature that has happened. And so there is the protective order for her, but not for the child.
Does she have a good attorney? Because you would just think that somebody would be saying to the judge, hey, we don't know stuff. We don't know everything. How could you do this? When you say traumatic divorce, what does that mean? Every divorce is traumatic, but why is this one described as traumatic?
I think for my friend is the fact that she was a marriage counselor and didn't see the signs. And based on her training, it was like, try to work it out, do this, do that for all of her, clients. And so she tried to do the same, but now she's living some of those things that, her clients went through.
Yeah, right.
And since it's a real touchy situation, I unfortunately can't give a whole lot of details. Of course, I don't know a whole lot of details either. Right. But the thing is that my friend is having to defend herself.
Yeah. I would just encourage her, because her daughter needs her healthy and strong and not drained from feeling bad that she was in marriage counseling and didn't see these things and is having to do all the stuff she was telling her clients. She really needs to get beyond that so that she can be there fully. So Chris, when you hear a situation like this, what's the best help that a friend can do? How can she support her in something like this?
Yeah, I kind of get this picture of when Moses was holding his arms up to the sky, and Aaron and others had to help support his arms. Like, you're that person supporting her. She needs strength because, to Steve's point, she needs to fight like crazy the legal battle for supervised visitation and for full custody of the child. Because, again, this man has proven to not be safe. And if he's not safe with his wife, there's a decent chance he's not going to be safe with his daughter. So the other aspect of this is that here's a dirty secret about us marriage therapists. We're people. And right, so we are just as vulnerable to all of the other conditions that people face on planet Earth as anyone else. Our job does not make us immune to those things, but it gets complicated. It's like a pastor who struggles, a therapist who struggles. They can add on an extra layer of shame or embarrassment or even guilt that is going to be completely unhealthy. Because she's going through a traumatic thing that actually, in the end, will make her better at what she does. But right now, she just needs to be a human being that needs a lot of care and a lot of support and good friends to be truth tellers and be loving support givers to her.
Yeah. Well, I want you to be a support to her, and I want to send you this book, Healing is a Choice. I think if she would read that, it would direct her into getting better and being stronger through all of this. And I hope that would be a blessing to her and to you. And if there's any way she could get a scholarship to restore, somebody help her get to restore, we can help her financially go through restore. But that is a strength builder for anybody she's been sexually abused and betrayed and just horrible. So I hope that maybe you could encourage her to do that. And maybe if you'll hold on, we could put you in touch with somebody that can explain how it could all work. And we pray for her, because we want to see the 10-year-old get better, and be secure. That's our main goal.
So Steve, how valuable is your own therapy and counseling process to your work?
Well, I can't do without it.
Yeah,
and I just started with a new person. And I wanted somebody, double criteria, that they know ADHD. They've studied, it's a specialty. And I wanted them to be married to somebody that had it. And so I found
that's really good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
It.
Yeah.
And it makes all the difference in the world. But I wouldn't be here if I hadn't gotten counseling over the years.
Yeah, and I just find myself, like, as in my professional growth, what has helped me more than anything is having the double benefit of the personal growth and healing that I continue to need, I continue to engage in this day, is my own therapy, my own support. Man, to your point, it's so life-giving. It's and it becomes not even a crutch, but a necessity to keep on this journey of growth and development and maturation in Christ.
Yeah. Well, I wish that folks that would think nothing about having a consultant for their business or setting up whatever, that you'd think about having a consultant for your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what a counselor can do. It's not all about having to deal with some deep wound every time. We just need somebody that can see our situation differently and help us be equipped to handle it. All right. I think we'll go to Hannah, WBRI, right here in Indianapolis. Hello, Hannah. You got to be a neighbor. I mean, you can't be too far away. How are you today?
Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm good. I was in my car when I heard this for the first time. I guess I'm not in the car at 2 o'clock in the day.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you heard it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
welcome.
I did.
But how could we help you?
Help me?
Yeah.
Well, I've been married at least 18 years, but and I'm right now about to say my husband is a narcissist, and he's always got to be right, and it's always want to be his way, and he shows me no affection. He treats other people better than me. Will not pay me a compliment, won't hold my hand, hug other people when he see them, but doesn't even do any of that for me. And I'm at the point of where I'm thinking, hey, boo, it's time to go.
Okay. What does he say whenever it's brought up how he has treated you? What's his response?
He's self-righteous. He throws the Bible at me and uses it to benefit whatever we're talking about. And he never, ever, ever say he's sorry for anything he's done or said to me.
I am so sorry. We can help you here. We want to help you. We'll take a break. You hear the music. We'll come back and talk with Hannah and hope that we have some insight for her. Maybe it will impact whatever you're going through also. You're listening to New Life Live. If you need help, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That is the number to call. Or those are the letters.
We all face days where life throws us a curveball and our routines or plans get disrupted. Things we wanted to do are forced to take a backseat to the unexpected demands of the day. If you normally listen to New Life Live on a radio station, well, you might not be able to that day. And on these hectic days when you're feeling stressed or frazzled, hearing the sound of counsel given on New Life Live is just what you need to navigate the unexpected things of life.
Every time I'm troubled or I have a problem, I'll cut on New Life, and there's always something that is said that is helpful to me.
By listening, I have learned more than I can ever express about how God wants me to live.
Download the New Life app for the easiest way to listen wherever you are and at a time that's convenient for you, or watch the show on our YouTube channel. You can even subscribe to our podcast from your favorite podcast provider. You never have to miss a day of New Life. Wherever you are, we are.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for over 34 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for your life and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly, and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-639-5433.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here with Chris Williams, and we're talking with Hannah. Hannah, you say your husband's a narcissist, and, it doesn't just come out of nothing. Usually, almost all the time, there is some deep wound, and this is a compensating disorder. Are you aware of something that would have so hurt him that he would become kind of a two-faced monster? Great to everybody else, horrible to you.
Not that I'm aware of. His parents are deceased. He has one child. He was the oldest of his siblings. Maybe I try to say to myself that because of responsibility, he's a very responsible person for sure.
Yeah.
So he has good qualities, but when it comes to me, it's like.
And has he?
I'm on my own.
Hannah, has he always been like this?
Yes, he has, and I should have known that.
Okay, but that's okay. That's okay. Does he have Have you ever noticed an issue with pornography or any other kind of unsavory sexual behavior?
Not that I'm aware of, but I do know, based upon facts, there was something so many years ago.
Like an affair, or?
No, like a charge.
Oh, a charge, like a financial charge. You're like, oh, well, this is...
No, like a criminal charge.
Oh, a criminal charge.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's start here. So, Hannah, the first thing is that your husband has a very difficult time with closeness or intimacy. So, which tells me that he also struggles with being very controlling. And controlling can look two different ways. Avoidance is a form of control, right? As well as what we typically think of as like controlling a person's actions, behaviors, those sort of things, which is more on the aggressive side. The other way of controlling people is instead of using the Bible as a tool to build people up, it's used as a weapon to break people down. And so spiritual abuse is happening when the Bible is weaponized to break people down in negative and unhealthy ways. And that's what's happening. So you're at the end of your rope. Have you done anything? Have you said like, hey, we got to go to marriage counseling, or we got to go to this seminar or this thing to help our marriage?
Well, we've gone to counseling before, and then doing the discussion, it's like they say to him, hey, you got to do this, and it only lasts for like that long. And he's a fake and phony. When you get around other people, it's like he play like he's talking to me, but this is what we do all the time when it isn't.
Yes. Well,
I'm going to go and do this, and I'm going to go do that. That's not what you do.
Well, and here's the thing, because I think there's so much underneath the surface that we don't know. That's not good, right? That's like really harmful relational stuff. And the fact that you don't know what those things are, again, tells me that this marriage is really in crisis. I would encourage you guys, if you can, to get to our intimacy in marriage, because it just comes at it from a totally different place and helps people get under the surface and really reveal what's going on and what has been going on. But the other thing about it, Hannah, is what I would want you to do is to identify 3 non-negotiables that have to change in the marriage for it to continue for you. Right? I'm going to write those down like, hey, I need these 3 things. And has he ever brought up divorce?
No, but I've moved out and came back. I probably should have just stayed out.
When you moved out, what was his reaction?
Oh, it was like All of a sudden, he's my best friend. You know, we're not even friends, meaning that.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So you're right. He probably has a lot of abandonment issues in his past, and that's creating these patterns. And so here's kind of a good news. He really is afraid of losing you, which means that your voice has got to get stronger. And
I was wondering this, Chris, to that point, when he's in the counseling session and he's telling or making it like, well, we always talk like this. Why aren't you saying in front of the counselor?
I speak up. I speak up all the time.
You say to them, this isn't what you do when we're not in a counseling session.
Right. That's not what, and I try to be truthful about it and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have some strength here, and he's not responding to it. But when you really put your foot down, then you're his best friend.
Then he wants me. He wants me. But any other time he doesn't. Say, for instance, I'm here. He's here. And we don't do anything together but go to church, okay?
No.
Once every blue moon, we might go to the movies, blue moon. But if somebody else come over, there they go. Or if he, want to do something with his family, I can go. But otherwise, what am I here for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Hannah,
tell
I
her
was just going to say, write those 3 things down and let him know that you need these to change for this marriage to continue on in a healthy way. The other thing I would really encourage you with is that when he sees you living a healthy, better life on your own, it puts him on notice. Right?
Well, that's where we are because I decided I have to keep living regardless to where we are in this marriage. I have to keep living, so I didn't start living.
Yeah.
But yes, okay.
So you're not living in the same house, or you are?
Yes, we are in the same house, but I mean in that I go out and go walking and, to keep living. Otherwise, that you'll die.
Well,
and,
exactly.
And I pray a lot and walk a lot and, stay in contact with religious programs and that type of stuff. And people, I go to Giddy Up. Don't say that. Well, anyway, I go to church.
Yeah.
You go to church. Yeah. All right. Well, and, I hope that you have really good girlfriends, and if not, that you get in a women's Bible study somewhere and get those girlfriends. But Chris got about 30 seconds here. What else did you want to say?
I would just say that. Keep using your voice. Keep moving forward. And again, the fact that he has been to counseling before, I think is actually a good sign. We don't know if he's actually going to change, but it looks like he has to do some work. I would hold off and get into intimacy and marriage coming up in D.C.
Yeah, that would be excellent. And let me send you How We Love. It's a book that I think helps more people than just about any in the area of marriage. Now, I have a really educated statement that I want to make today based on some things we've heard. Come on. Come on. We can do better than this.
Yes.
If you are not truthful, come on. There's a reason. You can get over it. You can get help. If you're deceptive, doing things that aren't right, you're listening to Christian radio. That says something. Be a Christian beacon rather than just listen.
Well, find a person. Find a person to come into the light with, to be known, to really know what's going on underneath the surface, and then engage in the process.
Need some help? It's 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again on Monday for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. You know, New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.